Apostle Lorenzo Snow hoped that temporal things would be forgotten during the conference, and the minds of the people would be turned in the direction of the things of God. New developments show that the Church is alive, and that we should be faithful, so that none of these events may be misunderstood by us, and thus our knowledge be left incomplete. 39 years ago, the cornerstones of the temple were laid, the speaker having been called home from his European mission in order to be present on that occasion. He accordingly waived an intended voyage around the world and arrived here in time. 9 of the Quorum of the 12, who assisted in laying the cornerstone, and 2 of the presidents of the church, and 5 counselors of those presidents have since died since that time. The speaker mentioned some of his experiences in the Kirtland Temple, where he had preached from the same pulpit to which Jesus stood in his glory. God's eye is upon the people. He and Christ appeared to Joseph Smith and talked with him. President Snow mentioned his acquaintance with the prophet, who explained to him many mysteries. The prophet was a man of integrity and self-sacrifice and for truth. Jesus, when on the earth, possessed the power of revealing life to mankind, and yet he appeared merely as a man. The Jews were surprised at his words, for he was not educated, but there were some who knew who he was, as we know who Joseph was. Other men have stood in various dispensations as the only ones who held the keys to salvation and glory for the people of their day. One of these was Noah, and Joseph Smith was another. The testimonies borne by such men are the life of the world, but they are also death to those who will not receive them. In the early time of labor on this temple, conditions were not so propitious as now, and they were worse in Nauvoo than here. Mobs attempted to break down the walls of the temple before they could be completed, but God preserved it, and many blessings and glorious manifestations have been received there, and many now present will live to see even more glorious blessings than these. Many trials will come before that time. Our faith will be tried, but if we live and do right and exercise charity for all, God will preserve us in the faith. In every situation of life, every Latter-day Saint should remember what he came into the world to do, to be a saint who will become worthy to sit with Jesus on his throne, as he with his Father. One thing that induced the speaker to come into the church was that he saw a way in which he could gain a testimony of God and Jesus Christ. And he saw that if he humbled himself before the Lord, he would let him know of his existence and give him his Spirit. Seeking for light regarding the other world, he was not disappointed. Before he had been in the church 2 years, the Lord revealed to him the great truth. As man now is, God once was. As God now is, man may be. The knowledge of this did him good, for John the Revelator says that when Christ comes, we shall be like him. In order to be like him, we must be as pure as he is pure, and do his works as he would do them. As a musician practices and becomes proficient in his art, so with doing the will of God. He will help us to do these things in the end, although the practice to that end may be hard. The speaker closed with a blessing upon the people of God.